So your wife says she loves you, but she's not in love with you. I know that stings. I've been there, done that. Not fun. It's like a prick in a balloon, right? Pop, and there goes the world. So what's going on here when she says, I love you, but I'm not in love with you? The good news is this is normal. The good news is that's natural. In love, it kind of means like on drugs. And it is. When you're in love with somebody, you have this neurochemical cocktail and mixing in with your beliefs about women and love and the whole 9 yards, and it sends you a little bit on a trip. And now your trip could be a day, a week, could be years, could be a decade, depending on how you fuel it. But eventually it's going to come down. And that's what's happened here. So good news is it's normal. And other good news, if she's telling you this as kind of a cry for help, that's really good news, because that means that your wife wants to stay in the marriage. Now, some marriages aren't so lucky. She's telling you that as a statement of fact because she's been attracted by somebody else. That happens a lot, is that a woman drops this bomb. It's not because the man's doing so bad. It's because she's been attracted by somebody outside the marriage. And now the whole I'm not in love with you excuse, in our modern culture here, it's a great narrative to be able to do whatever you want to do. And that's just the reality of it. In our day and age, marriage is disposable. And a woman saying, I'm not in love with you, is a great reason. It's like an opt-out clause. Oh, well, might as well just throw the whole thing away. So the bad news is, bad news is it's bad. Worst news is maybe there's somebody else involved. Now, what do? It doesn't matter what situation you're in, if there's somebody involved or not. What you do is, this is a big signal that there's an attraction issue. There's an attraction issue. And attraction is the whole in love thing. It's unconscious at the beginning. And that's good. It's fun. It's awesome. But then eventually we crash. We come down. And then, in my worldview, the man has the opportunity to restart attraction, but this time consciously. And how do you do that? It's pretty simple, is you take your eye off the marriage. Most times when guys get in this situation, they're laser focused on their wife and their marriage, and they're like putting all their energy into it, like either providing or taking care of, doing something, always to like laser focus their energy on the marriage. And that's, to a point, that's good. You need to do that. But too much is too much. Your wife didn't fall in love with you because you took care of her and because you took care of the kids and you brought home the bacon. That might have been part of it, but she also saw you as a man who is out in the world pursuing something, going after something, building something in his life. And what happens often for men is that they leave that at the altar. That's gone. They just stop focusing on themselves, stop leveling up as a man. So the good news is that the answer is quite simple, is level up as a man. And I've got another video about how to be masculine, and that's part of it. You want to focus on being present and ambitious, having a goal and going after it, being strong and being courageous. But the answer is self-development. The answer is like turning yourself into the ideal version of yourself, and not for her. You can't do it for her. If you do it for her, you're laser focused on her in the marriage. It's not going to work. You got to do it because you know that one day you're going to die. And you know that what you want is that moment before you die, you want to look back at your life and smile and be happy with the person that you became. You want to be happy that you exerted your will on yourself and on the world to make yourself better, to make the world better. Guarantee that's what you want. And so how you do that is easy. It's just look at where you're failing and get a little bit better every day. It doesn't have to be some major, you don't have to sell everything and pursue a dream, you don't have to do anything like that. What you got to do is you got to just get a little bit better every day, a little bit better every day, a little bit better every day. Pick one thing and get better at it. Pick one thing and get better at it. And for a man, you want to be in the gym, you want to be getting stronger. There's a lot about in that video. Check that out. So the good news is that this is a natural part of a marriage. It's the natural cycle of a marriage. If you don't do anything about it now, then you might be in trouble. If you don't do anything about it now, then you might be in trouble.